Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the Post-Apocalyptic News Radio, your only source for the latest goings-on in the little corner of the post-apocalyptic wasteland we call home. Today is the 8th of February, and it's time for a special evening report. I know that this is usually the time for our novella, but for two reasons, this will not be aired tonight. The first being that one Adam Johnson, an archivist here at PANR, has misplaced the tapes, and is presently panicking and searching for them. The second reason, which is more important in my personal opinion, is because I want to get on the microphone for bonus pay. With that, let's begin this evening's special report. In Green Court, there is a branch of PANR where you, my faithful listeners, can congregate and discuss each day's broadcasts, and listen free of charge. A sort of forum, if you would, a place for discourse where discord regarding false information may be resolved, and the community may grow closer together. This branch of PANR was the idea and creation of one staff member of the studio who goes by the name Mr. Noodle. Mr. Noodle was born today, some years ago, in a far distant land beyond the seas. He's responsible for a number of musical tracks you may hear over our broadcast and, without a doubt, is a vital member of the studio's team. As I may have mentioned, he was born on this day. A joyous birthday to you, my friend, my colleague. We're happy to celebrate with you. Now, you at home may wonder how we celebrate such an occasion here at the studio. I must admit each celebration is unique to the person. For Mr. Noodle, we've composed a new song for them, which is playing now throughout the studio. This courtesy of another staff musician, one Mr. Jace. That song is playing quietly throughout the entirety of the studio now on small recorders, with clues attached to them to a scavenger hunt. Mr. Noodle is expected to find each of these to discover the location of the storage room key. Within the room, Miss Beans waits with a certain surprise. Unfortunately, I cannot say what that surprise is, as the gentleman in question may have tuned in. You can be sure I'll be headed there following the broadcast, and I do ask that each of you join me in wishing my friend and colleague a happy birthday. Next, I should like to discuss celebratory cooking. Not survival culinary, not cooking as a necessity, but the baking of goods designed to invoke joy and share with friends. I should like to discuss cookies. I'm sure you recall cookies, small baked pastries filled with sugar, small candies, and best dipped in milk. They're fantastic, and can be made again in this post-apocalyptic world. You'll first need a handful of olive nuts, a way to crush them, sugar mite, a shark egg, drinking water, and dendarin oil. You'll want to crush the olive nuts down to a fine paste, not dissimilar from that of peanut butter. In fact, the paste should taste very similar to peanut butter, but with the bonus of not invoking a reaction in those so plagued by the appropriate allergy. Mix this paste with milled sugar mite, a shark egg, drinking water, and oil tapped from a dendarin spike. Once mixed thoroughly, form the mixture into small bowls and place on heat. You'll want a temperature of roughly 176 degrees Celsius and allow 15 minutes in the fire. This will make what I have named Wasteland Nut Cookies. They're delicious and worth the resources if you're able to make them. Excellent to share with friends and mend relationships with enemies. We've made a number of them here at the studio for today's occasion, and do hope they've turned out well. I only hope that Miss Beans has not yet discovered their location. I can only imagine the price for such a luxury that she might demand. Next, what do you give someone on such an occasion in these apocalyptic times? This can be a terribly difficult thing to decide, as most things require certain investment of vital resources. But, if you're clever, you can manage something special that transcends its physical value to become something priceless to the recipient. Whether that's crafting a sculpture from junk, melting pieces of glass into a mosaic, or creating a broadcast specifically for someone just to wish them a happy birthday in hopes that it brightens their day, you can create something terribly special from otherwise worthless things you may find out in the wastes. With that, we're going to end this broadcast here and run a few commercials before the late night report. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you all the very best. If you're out there, please join me in wishing Mr. Noodle a happy birthday. And if you're truly out there, good luck. And we're clear. Jenny, once you've got the ads lined up, come to the storage room. Everyone's gathered there for tonight's event. What did I get him? I made our faithful listeners aware, so now the world knows and can celebrate with him. Now come on, let's go.